Hey, Matthew, I know we already talked a little bit about how to start to raise our prices and by providing value. And I'd like to talk a little bit about building the strong reputation. That's a big part of really actually making the shift to a different way of kind of leveling up your practice, but also, and you're doing it right now with changing to workflow design and all that you're doing. I did it with the law firms and working with the attorneys. And I think that when you start to make that change, make that shift, this is all to help us set up to be able to continue to be relevant in the future, right? As
Yep.
we have AI nipping at our heels, we want to be able to kind of envelop it and go with the flow of being that tech forward accountant or bookkeeper. Building that strong reputation is really important, don't you think?
It is. Well, and there's two parts to it, I think. Um, I feel like anybody who's getting started, if they tell you they don't have some form of imposter syndrome, I think they're probably fibbing to you, right? So when you start to build that brand and you're trying to validate what it is that you can do, that brand being built up by and others validating you is what helps you gain that confidence and start to really have that faith in what you can offer. And what I liked about what we were able to do together, we started off creating QB Community Live Facebook group, and it was all about sharing our knowledge with others openly and freely without an expectation of something coming back, right? Together we all
Totally.
succeed.
It's how we
And
actually met, right? On the Intuit community. We were doing that already. And we said, let's just do it ourselves where we can kind of control pretty much everything there. And we were able to spotlight ourselves and share what we knew. And I think, and I know I had a lot of people in my life come to me and like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're telling everybody what you do. Then they can just watch your videos and they don't need your help. They don't need to hire you. And that is not true.
so not
It's
true.
really about telling people, showing people what you know so that they're comfortable in hiring you.
There's so much business out there anyways.
Yeah.
A great example of it locally here, we had a bookkeepers association that, if you may remember, I was always a
Mhm.
part of. And one of the first meetings we went in and we shared all of our secret sauce with everybody. Within a week's time, those different members sent us 3 different leads.
Yeah.
And so it had the exact reverse of what everybody would expect. That people then saw that there was a specific need, trusted into your knowledge, and wanted to make sure that people got the best possible out of it and could use you as a referral source, which is great. Um,
100%. And I think that, well, I know I did mine by articles and blog posting and writing and explaining everything. And then I added the videos to them. And those things have been still, it's kind of like you blanket it out there. It takes a couple of years for it to really take hold. But once you've done that and you start to really tell people, you're teaching people what you know. I think in that respect, when they start to reach out to you, there are going to be people who pick up your video and do that step by step by step, and they're going to do it, but they were
Good
never
on
going
them.
to hire you anyway. They
Yeah,
weren't going
good
to
on
hire
them.
you. But there's more people that are going to look at that video and say, she really knows what she's talking about. And I'm going to reach out to her because that's the person I want doing the work.
Yep. And so if you think about it as well, there was a lot of free work, a lot of unpaid time that we invested into ourselves to truly learn more of our trade. Because when you help educate others, I'm a firm believer you're the one that learns the most.
Oh,
Um,
I agree. Every time I do the law lab, the accountant's law lab,
yep,
and I sit in that space, and yeah, I'm running it, but all those people, I'm learning from them just as much as they're learning from me, which I think it's really rewarding, right? It's nice to be able to help a whole bunch of people, like you do with QB Community Live. You're helping a whole bunch of people, and they help each other. That's the best part. Remember the
that's
first
the
time that
best.
somebody helped somebody else, and we weren't jumping in and answering a
Yeah, I
question?
totally remember
So
it.
excited. We're like
Yeah.
calling each other, going, "Hey, remember that? You look at the video. Look at the post. Somebody's helping somebody," and it was great.
So the reason we're sharing and talking about this is just this week, the last 2 days, I feel so fortunate to share. I've had 3 different leads come in from different accountants to me. Over 50% of my business come from fellow accountants. And it's all based on that idea that when you're willing to put that time and energy and effort into it, and you're building that brand, it's a powerful thing. It's given us, I mean this humbly, we've been fortunate enough to have speaking opportunities at these large conferences.
Mhm.
And I know you're like me with that. When I'm going to get up on a stage, I deep dive every single bit about it because I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
make sure I know everything for every question. And that is the stuff that when people then see it, they're willing to pay you more. So I guess my concluding suggestion to people would be find the thing that you're passionate about, whatever it is, what makes you excited to work on it, and find a way to focus in on it. You can't always like just jump right over to it, but get that partner, as we said before, that's going to help support you on it. Build out that passion, and you will lift your prices up and be more successful.
Love it.